Good morning, everybody. This is Big Dave here on Dave TV on DCRTV.com for the 14th of the 12th month, the 14th day of the 12th month, December, and this is Bluegrass Country 105.5. You know, I don't know. I've never been a bluegrass fan. Never much like country music, but I honestly find myself strangely drawn to this station. When I'm driving in the car some days, it's just kind of nice, you know? I don't know. I kind of like it. Well, what's the other big radio news today? Well, let's see. Let's go to 99.1. And as we reported here on DCR-TV, CBS is now running non-commercial Christmas tunes. No commercials. Now, you can listen to WASH 97.1. Oh, hi. You can listen to WASH 97.1, or you can listen to W Life there in Baltimore, W Light, what do they call it? The Light 102, 101.9, CBS's Zone, and hear commercials with your Christmas songs. This is non-commercial Christmas stuff. So this is going to run up to Christmas before they launch the all-newser here on 99.1. So that's cool. And, of course, some other radio news today. Let's go to 102. I did 103.1. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Let's go to 102.9.
Hang on 1 second. When we come back from the break, I will talk about what I meant by balanced.
That's 102.9. This is now WTNT, a talker that's usually heard on 570 AM in the Washington area. They're now running a signal on 102.9 out of right across. Right, you know, if you ever take you ever gone down to the landfill there, the trash dump or whatever they call it there off of West Docks Road, kind of in between I-66 and, oh no, it's just south of I-66 there past the Silver Diner I used to eat. There's a big tower there that Cox Cable uses, and they're up there. That's where their antenna is, and they're running. They are running talk. Okay, so they got Annie Parks. Remember Annie Parks from the old remember old Annie Parks from WMAL? Used to do the morning show there with Fred Grandy for many years. He's now doing the afternoon show on WTNT. The problem this year, when you get to the winter time, you know, sunset happens at like 4:50 in the afternoon, 4:45 in the afternoon. So these AM stations have to either go on their night patterns or lower their power at like 4:45. But people are still, you know, it's barely rush hour then. So all of a sudden you can't hear a lot of these shows if you're like in your car and you're driving home at 5:15 and you can't hear half these AM stations anymore. So the 102.9 signal will help you hear WTNT, at least if you're in the Fairfax County area, central Fairfax County, you know, Reston, Fairfax, parts of Falls Church, Annandale, Chantilly, Centerville, maybe up to Dulles Airport, down to Manassas stuff. We've actually heard some reports from some folks up in Rockville actually picking up this 102.9 signal. So, you know, there are plans to upgrade that even further, but so that is the big news. The big news today on the radio front. The other big news we're hearing, WTOP, WNEW, looks like the battle is heating up between these all-newsers. You know, WTOP has been running all news for centuries, since the 1600s here in the Washington area. And, you know, really no competition for WTOP all these years, you know, at least on the radio. I mean, they do compete with the Post and they compete with TV stations, but there's been no direct all-news radio competition for them. Now there is. Come in January, as we've told you, CBS is going to be starting all-news WNEW on 99.1. Well, just today we heard a whole bunch of news from WTOP that they're really ramping up their news room operations. They're emphasizing their digital efforts and, you know, to really do a true multi-platform news, you know, thing. So, you know, it's not just the radio, but it's also their website. It's also social media like Facebook and Twitter, and it's also mobile, you know, on your phone. And they're really trying to become a multi-platform. They already are a multi-platform news purveyor, but now they're really emphasizing that. And, you know, I spun the story on DCR TV that, hey, this is being done because, hey, here's competition coming. We're going to really show them. And Jim Farley says to me, no, we've been planning to do this for more than a year now. So regardless of whether they're going to have direct competition from CBS on 99.1 in another month or so, they were still planning to do this all along. So anyhow, you know, take it either way. I prefer to see it as, hey, you know, we're competing. This is competition. But also some other big news. Laurie Cantillo, I think that's how you pronounce it. Cantillo. She is the new program director at WTOP. Okay, we tipped you a week ago. We said, hey, Laurie Cantillo will be the new program director. She will be working just under Jim Farley. Jim Farley will continue to be the vice president of news and programming, and she will be the program director. She comes from WABC, which is a news talker on the big 77 up there in New York City. And she was let go during a batch of cuts that Cumulus, the new station owner there, along with WMAL, made a couple months ago. She used to work at KFYI in Phoenix, which is a news talker. And she used to work at the Oprah and Friends radio network, which I honestly never heard of. But anyhow, so they're ramping up. Plus a bunch of promotions over there at WTOP. Mike McCarty gets promoted from news director to senior news director. Mitch Miller, you know, the guy that used to, you know, do that sing along with Mitch show. I always say that my dad was a huge Mitch Miller fan. When we were little, I was a little kid. I was a little tyke. Dad would have me sit down in front of the TV and we'd sing along with Mitch. Oh, the yellow rose, and just watch the little ball bouncing on the. You know, you got to be at least over 40 to remember that, right? But anyhow, Mitch Miller gets promoted from assistant news director to news director, and a bunch of other promotions there at WTOP. Check out DCR-TV for the latest. Pierre Eaton has reportedly passed away, 76 on December. He was 76, died on December 3rd. Used to work at the old Winx Radio when it was on 1600 there in Rockville. And he was also vice president of the United Broadcast Company, which back in the 60s and 70s owned 100.3, now WBIG, 1340, now WICB, and Channel 14, which is now Univision. So, tip of the old camo cap. I'll take my cap off anyhow. I'm tired of wearing it. Tip of the old camo cap to Mr. Eaton there. I'm sure we'll get a formal obit in the Post one of these days. Some other big news that we forgot to tell you about with WTOP. Amy Morris. Amy Morris was one of the morning co-hosts on WTOP's sister station, WFED, Federal News Radio. And she's flown the coop to the new WNEW over there, CBS in Lanham. So, you know, probably might hear about some more people from the WTOP Glass Enclosed Nerve Center going over to NEW. But she's one of the first we've heard about. No confirmation from TOP or from CBS, but Chris Dorobeck and his Insider blog did break the news yesterday, so we reported that. So interesting to see if also with CBS, what are they going to do? You know, 99.1's going to be the newser, but they also slapped the WNEW calls on 1580. What are they going to do with 1580? The rumblings are maybe some kind of a rival Federal News Radio kind of thing. Maybe put Federal Newsy type stuff on that to rival Hubbard's Federal News Radio. So you got WTOP as their main news channel and WFED Federal News Radio. And over on the CBS side, you'll have WNEW FM with the main news station and WNEW AM with the kind of the federally news radio stuff on it. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like something that could really happen. Christiane Amanpour will be leaving this week. Who cares? I never watched the damn show. Honestly, I don't watch those Sunday political talker shows. If I'm really, really dead bored, I might catch maybe Meet the Press, but I got to be really bored to do that. It's like, you know, Okay, folks, that's about the news for today. What is it? What are we at? The 10-minute mark? I'm going to sign up. One thing I want to tell you, seriously, folks, we love our advertisers. but we also love you, the visitors. And we do, really, really do depend on your donations at this website, okay? So please, if you haven't helped us out lately, take a minute, send us a couple of bucks, okay? You know, $10, $20, $100,000, whatever you feel like making a donation of. And just, put it on PayPal. You probably can't send $100,000 on PayPal, but, 10, 20 bucks, PayPal it to my DCRTV at DCRTV.com address or my DCRTV at hotmail.com address, or mail it to me. Just click on the support little linky-dinky thing at the top of DCRTV, and you'll see the USPS address, and I do appreciate it. We really, this is a one-man site, and most of my income comes from doing DCRTV. And a number of my freelancey clients this month have been slow to pay, probably some recessionary things. So, dipping a little too much into savings this month. And a couple of bucks from you would really be helpful. So think about it. Think about it, won't you? All right, folks. Thanks for watching Dave TV for the 14th of December, 2011. So, there.